Yeah, talk to the dog. Sit.
Oh. Oh.
Nice. Rolling. Okay.
So today I'm looking at the Sony 24-70 f2.8 GM. That's your line, by the way. I just can't hire the right people these days, can we? Oh, let's cut. This lens is big news, mainly because it's big. It's got its own gravitational pull, but the lens hood is massive too. You can give it to the kid. That's his crown. It matches his leotard too, so no need to point out his crotch. It's not bulging like the king's sack. Yes, without a doubt, these GM lenses are DSLR-sized lenses. Oh, it's about the same. Okay, sorry. In my opinion, don't mount massive things on small bodies, unless you want to make a website out of it. But it's just when you put that lens on this body, it feels massive, ridiculously overbalanced. I mean, if you just put it on the front, it's going to tip over your tripod, unless you have that one. Anyway, 24-70mm, nice, useful range for specialising in photos of general everythingness. And that's why it makes a good tourist lens. Hence, we're going on a big bloody bus. Or just a big bus, actually. You know, we're supposed to film an intro where I come out of the phone box, but these things are kids. That's bullshit. They're not all in the same place. I knows London. And they're all looking the wrong way. Look, it's behind you, you idiots. That's England, all in one picture. Oh. Buses every 10 to 20 minutes. I'm timing you. Use my chronograph. They call me the speed master. Look at that. Free Wi-Fi on board. Just gonna like Snapchat or Periscope the whole journey. They're gonna be out of business because I'm gonna give everybody around the world the beauty of London for free. The majesty.
Where's the driver?
Yes. Where is the driver? I think he's been pissing in there. Despite the size of this lens, look how stealthy I can be. It'd be rubbish in a war. Would have just walked up behind him and gone for a knife kill. It's in full combat gear. God. It's taking one turning. We don't mind spending a bit of money, so that's why we got on the cheaper bus tour. And it just happened to be a day where the Queen had like one of her 2 annual birthday bashes that day, so she closed loads of roads just to go cruising in her carriage. Greedy. The consequence of this? The tour is shit. So here we have a lovely traffic jam in London. Perhaps the G stands for gosh. My arms have just come out of my freaking socket. The weight is almost 900 grams. That is most definitely the reason why you should switch to mirrorless. Big bloody heavy lens, of course. But despite the size and the weight, it does feel pretty good in the hands. Put it there, support the weight. I mean, it's all lens really. I have one issue with that. Tripod mount is here. You put this on a tripod. On any inferior tripod, your tripod's going to fall over. It's a massive dong of a lens. I nicknamed this Wangford. It's the Wangmeister 3000. That is the Albert, and that's Pret a Manger over there. Nice sandwiches, fresh from the day. Just some of the things you might see on a tour of London. People wearing sunglasses on their hats. And what camera is he using? 600D! The detail from this lens. The Sony that is, not his kit lens. Seriously though, I am really quite impressed by this lens. The way it renders those fine details tasty. I'm actually enjoying being a tourist for the day. It's almost like being a normal person.
I've never felt like a tourist. It's brilliant.
And also you might see some people wearing sunglasses normally. Give the man a jump. Having such top quality performing zooms like this really does make you question whether you need primes. Sharp as hell.
Oh.
The focus speed on this is pretty quick, as you'd hope and expect. This is the world-renowned, in this part of the world, London table racing. One thing to note is that even though it's fully extended, the weight of it doesn't push it down. Some zoom lenses, they'll just shrink back in to its barrel. But maybe when it gets loosened up with age, who knows? Because of the weather, and it does look like it's going to piss it down in a minute, is this. Where's the head hole? That is way too, that is really tight. That's all good. Branding as well. Protected from the elements. I fear no weather. The lens certainly doesn't fear any weather, mainly because lenses tend to be inanimate objects that don't have emotions, but also because it's weather sealed. A bit of drizzle? That's a piece of piss. So, the lens is sharp, yeah, but you really have to look at how it performs at its largest aperture to probably test the things that matter. I'm just going to jump straight to the only thing anybody should ever be interested in. Bokeh! That's not actually that good, that bokeh. Looking at the LCD screen, wasn't entirely convinced that a bokeh is nice. It's not the worst bokeh I've ever seen, but it's not smooth, cream cheesy stuff. Well, could be like Stilton, I suppose. Some might like that cheese, but others just think it stinks. It's got 9 rounded aperture blades, so it makes the balls nice and round when you stop it down a little bit. And I kept shooting random things at f2.8. The bokeh balls still don't melt away into the background. Pooh. But the G Master lenses are supposed to be the top of the line stuff, top dog. So in theory you should have a nicely well corrected lens. None of that colour fringing gunkiness. If you can forget about the bokeh, don't know why you'd want to do that, you can at least enjoy the sharpness of this lens. Very detailed images, even when shot wide open at f2.8 obviously, and no vignetting. And I didn't find any colour fringing on the images either. Shooting on the wider end, the corners don't get worse. Nice edge-to-edge performance. Some fine optics right here. There's a bit of barrel distortion there at the widest, but just those straight lines, not so straight after all. Wide open sharpness is good. Stopping it down doesn't actually produce dramatically different results, but around f4 you'll be getting optimum sharpness. I love the colour, the contrast. The image quality is rather splendid. But I mean, a lot of these lenses, the 24-70 2.8s, don't really have IS anyway, so perhaps not a biggie, but it would have been nice. And considering it's such a big lens, why is it so big? It's unnecessary. I don't believe we're actually seeing much of London. I don't think we're actually still in London. Just looking at people smoking. I've seen about 20 people have a cigarette. You know, I'm a patient guy, but where is everything? So £25 well spent, basically. I mean, focus speed is not really just down to the lens though, it's also the camera body. I mean, the Sonys are nice, but let's face it, it's not DSLR kind of quick. Oh, it's the eye! And Big Ben, which we would have seen closer if it wasn't for the Queen. There's the eye! For stills, I don't think you can find a finer lens suited for the Sony A7 cameras. We actually got to see something. Somerset House, and that's the end of the tour probably. This is one really expensive lens. It's £1,800, which probably equates to how many dollars? Don't know, use xe.com. But for sure the Brits are getting shafted. Man-on Cafe. You want some man-on action? I could do with some like birds just flying in the sky there to fill that blank space. You know what? I saw a photo not so long ago that gave me a great idea. Oh my god, what a coincidence. Of course, with no image stabilization, it's not going to be amazing for video. Focuses by wire, so what's it like when you use it for manual focusing and video? Quite good, it doesn't lag and is as good as you're gonna get. As a lens, as a 24-70, as a general purpose zoom, you can't really fault it, other than the fact that it is big and it is heavy. And to be honest, I don't know if I'd really want to carry it with an A7R2. 5 Mark III, maybe. Like this. Give me my primes. There is a lot of interest in these G Master lenses, and I can see why. It might be big, bulky and ugly, but the image quality, the performance is big. It's stupendously good. It's not cheap, it's not lightweight, it's not something that you'd want accidentally tonking you in the kidneys. But if you want the best, sharpest zoom for your A7R2 or whatever A7 for taking photos of literally everything, the 24-70 f2.8 GM is it. That is, if you don't mind the bokeh here. Oh wow, that's a big DJI. You know, I know DJI are making bigger and bigger things with like the Inspire, but that is crazy. See, everybody's getting off. Getting sick of it. Even his missus has ditched him. Yeah, that's a sensible thing to do. Oh, you're on the bloody sofa tonight.
You'll see the shard. That's about it.
I couldn't give a shite about the shard right now. That's the end of the tour. It wasn't a particularly good tour. It's pissing it down. The driver's just going around in circles. To nowhere interesting. So I hope you enjoyed the test shots of nothing in particular. See ya.